Welcome to the fastest stop in town. Today on Masechtas Sotah Daf Mem Beis, we're going to begin by the new parak Mem Beis Amud Aleph, Mashuach Milchama. Regarding the Kohen Gadol who was anointed for the sake of war, B'shah Shemidaber El Ha'am, the time when he would go and speak to the nation, B'Lashon HaKodesh Shemidaber, he used to speak in Lashon HaKodesh, Shneimar. Then when they would come close to war, and the Kohen would come close. So Zeh, Kohen Mashuach. This is referring to the one who is Mashuach Milchama. And the pasuk then continues and says, V'diber el b'lashon hakodesh. He spoke to them, which means in lashon hakodesh. V'yamar alehem Shema Yisrael v'gomer al oivechem v'al achechem. Regarding your enemies and not your brethren. Lo Yehuda al Shimon v'lo Shimon al Binyamin, even though sometimes, unfortunately, it's Jew against Jew, but when it is against each other, She'im Tipol b'yadam, that if, let's say, we have captives, Yirachmu aleichem, we show compassion toward each other. Kamash Nemar, as the pasuk says in Divrei Hayamim, Yakimu hanashim asher nikvu b'shemois, v'yachziku b'shivya, that when it came to these people, they were in captivity. V'chol ma'aru mehem hilbishu, that all those people who were naked will be clothed. Min hashalal v'yilbishum v'yanilum v'yachilum v'yashkum. We give them shoes, clothes, food, drink. V'yasuchum, we anoint them. V'yanahalum kechamoyrim l'chol koishel, and then we carry them bachamoyrim with donkeys, basically back to their original place. As Rashi, Kol hakoishlim shebehen shen yichon leilach bargleim. There's anyone who is a koishel, someone who is incapable of walking, we used to get them to walk, get them from point A to point B. V'yavim yireichai ir hatamarim eitzel achehem yashuvu shaymerin v'gaimer. That's how we deal with people. However, and Rashi says, v'yakumu hanashim ksiv gabi pekach ben Remalyahu sheilcham im Achaz b'divrei Hayamim, when he fought against Achaz, sheshavu b'bnei Yehuda harbe, there was a lot of people from Bnei Yehuda that were in captivity. V'sham haya navi oideid shemoi v'hochicham b'bnei Yisrael, there he gave them rebuke, etc. So that's how we treat our enemies when we're fighting against each other. We show compassion. However, our enemies, atem hoichim, you're going. She'im tipul b'yadam in barachlim. If you fall into their hands, they're going to show any compassion. Al yirechav avchem. Don't be afraid. Like, one question is, why is this an important thing to mention? Maybe it shows that not so much about what's going on against our enemies, but that we have to have achdus for one another. So al yirechav avchem, al tiruv, al tachpazu v'gaimer. So why does it say all these different languages of fear? So al yirachal b'avchem imnei tzahal susim, the noise that comes from the horses, the sichsuach charavois, and like the polishing of the swords. Al tiru imnei hagafas trisim, don't be afraid of the shields banging. V'shivas hakal gasin. Kalgasin says chayolois, like the noise that's coming forth from the marching soldiers. Al tachpazu mikol koranais, from the different horns that are being blown. Al tartsu mipnei koil tzavachos, all their screams and battle cries. So one tactic is to make a lot of noise. So by making a lot of noise, it sounds like there's a lot of people coming, and it's very scary. So don't be scared by all this. Why? Ki Hashem Elokeichem ha'hoyel chimachem heim boyim b'nitzchayna shel basav adam. They're coming, and the only way they're going to be victorious is based on their own success. Atem boyim b'nitzchayna shel makoim. However, you have Hashem on your side. Plishtim, for example, boyim b'nitzchayna shel Goliath. They relied on Goliath. So Mehaya Saifa, we know what happened with him, with David. Was so nafal b'cherev, he ended up dying, it says a little bit, by the sword. V'naflu imo b'nei Amoin, v'naflu imo b'nei Amon, and the b'nei Amon fell with him. Bo v'naflu imoy. B'nei amoin bo b'nitzchainoi shel shoivach. They came relying on shoivach, says Rashi, Sarsava hadorezer. So he was like the head of the army. Mahai Saifel Saif Nafel Bechera v'naflu imoy v'nafloi amoy. Here it's different. It says over here v'naflu imo. It should say v'naflu amoy. Okay, that's what threw me off over here. V'nafloi amoy. Yatem kain ki Hashem Elokeinu hoyachem elchem ohilachem elchem v'gaimer zeh machne aroin. Okay, so this is some of the strategies that took place. Is we had like a clergy member on the battlefield known as the Meshuach b'Milchama, and he would try to give words of encouragement so that people should be able to fight. Says Gemara. So my Kaimer, what exactly is being said? Says Rashi, Helch Yoaf Lashon Kodesh Mehacha. How do you learn out Lashon Kodesh? Just says V'dibra. So Hachi Kaimer, Shnemar V'dibra. It says V'dibra V'lahalonai. Moshe Davel came in the Bakoil by the Sers Dibra. So Malo Halon Lashon Kodesh. We know that the Sers Dibra is given in Lashon Kodesh. So how come Lashon Kodesh? Tanaban. V'nigash Kayin V'dibra. So the Kayin came close and spoke to the people. Yochel Kol Kayin Shiyirtze. Any Kayin would do. Talmud Lermer V'dibra Hashoitrim Ma Shoitin B'Mamuna. Has to be someone who was appointed. Av Kayin B'Mamuna. Has to be a Kayin that's appointed. The aim of Kayin Gadol. Why the separate type of Kayin? Will be the Kayin Gadol. So Dumi the Shoiter. Ma Shoiter Sheish Mamuna Al Gabo Av Kayin Sheish Mamuna Al Gabov. So just like a Shoiter, this officer, there's someone above him, so too there must be someone above him. So therefore it's this middle ground. It's not a regular Kayin, but it's also not the Kayin Gadol. Question 4. V'nigash Kayin V'dibra Hashoitrin Al Manimada Al Zuhus Al Kayin D'Me'inan Dumi the Shoiter. How does he have to be competent to be a Shoiter? He has to be appointed, and also, but at the same time he has to have someone above him. Okay, that was question 4. Back in the Gemara, Shema Yisrael. So my Shema Yisrael. So what's so special? Why dafka that? So Rabbi Yochanan Shema Ben Yochanan Yamaham HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yisrael Afilu Ukiyamtem El Kriya Shema Shachas V'Arvis. If all you do is say the Shema, Yatem Nimsarim B'Yadam. So the Shema has this koyach that's how you should start, because we could be saved by just saying the Shema. Al Yerel Chavavchem Al Tiru V'Chul. Tanaban Pa'amayim Medabri Imam Achas B'Sev Achas B'Milchama. 2 times he would speak with them. Once B'Sefer from in a book, and one B'Milchama in a war. B'Sefer Ma'oimer, regarding what's in the Sefer, when they went out from their land, what would he say? Ma'oimer, so continue to Mem Beis Amud Beis. He would say, Shimu Divrei Ma'arche HaMilchama. Says Rashi, Mi Royal Achsar, Mi Royal Lelech, who's fit to go, who's fit not to go. V'chazah HaRoyim L'Achsar, and those who are fit to go would return. Could go in Bonabias, V'nata Kerem, V'eres Isha, V'yorba L'ach Levevav, Halevav. So if you have, either you just got engaged, you built a house, or you just planted a vineyard, so then you can go back. What would he say once the people on the battlefield? He would say this 4 languages of don't be afraid from these 4 different sounds that they would make to try to scare you. Goliath. What's this notion of the name Goliath? So Rabbi Yochanan Sha'amad B'Gilui Panim Lifnei Kadosh Baruch Hu. He stood up like with chutzpah. Rashi says, going against Hashem. Shnemer Bru Lachem Ish. Go and choose an Ish. Vayered Eli. Einish Kadosh Baruch Hu. Shnemer Hashem Ish Melchama. So he was actually not saying, is there a Yid, is there an Ish that can fight against me? He was saying, can God even fight against me? So HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hareini Mapil Al Yad Ben Ish. I'm going to have him fall in the hands of a Ben Ish. Namar v'David Ben Ish Afrasi Hazeh. Amar Rabbi Yochanan Mishem Rabbi Meir b'Shloishim Kaimos, in 3 places, Lochdoi Piv Loisa Rasha. He spoke bad on himself. Echad Bar Lochem Ish. He was saying, get for me a man. Ve'erid Eli. And basically, I'll fall. Which means, says Rashi, Mashma Elai Shu Yigbar. So basically, he was setting himself up to fail, saying, I'm going to get killed through this man. Ve'idach Im Yuchel Hilachem Itiv Hikani V'Gaimer. If you're able to fight against with me, which, let's see if Rashi speaks about that. V'afagav the Hadar Amar V'im Ani Yauchal Loi V'Hiketiv Mikomakam Psichas Piv L'Raso. He began speaking poorly, that if you're able to fight against me. Ve'idach the Kamer Leil David Hakelev Anaichi Ki Atabo Elai B'Malkus. Am I a dog that you're going to come with me like with a stick? Okay. Says the Gemara, David Nami Amar Levi, Ata Boilai B'Cherev B'Chaniyais V'Kidoin. You're going to come against me with all these weapons, swords, spears. Hada Amar Levi Anechi Boilecha B'Shem Hashem Savachos. Elokei Yisrael Barchos Yisrael Asher Haravta. So I'm going to actually attack you with Hashem's help, says Rashi. Ve'inzu psichas pel ra de karmelei atabal limsho bo alai al yedei davar shein bo mamish yani bo limsho b'chol b'shem shahanatz chanus shaloi ve'yigash hapilishti hashkem v'arev. It says that he got up in the morning and night. That's when they would fight against the Jews. Amar Rabbi Yochanan kadei levatan nekrish mashachs v'arvis, which again is connected to what we just said before, that the reason why we're zoichet to fight and be successful against our enemies is because we say Kriyashma. So he made sure that we're fighting so that we wouldn't be able to say Kriyashma. There's 40 days. There's the 40 days in which the Torah was given. So again, he was doing all these different things, so we shouldn't have the schus. V'yetzi ish habe nayim mi Machanois Plishtim V'Gomer Mai Ben Naim Amarav Sheme Vuna Mikol Mum. What does that mean? It says Rashi Masukan, that he was fixed to Manuka Mikol Mum Shokir of any blemishes. Shmuel Omer Beinoini Shebe'achav, the average of your brothers. Rabbi Shila Omer Shehu Asoi Kebinyan. It's because he was like a building. Rav Yochanan Bar Meya Papi Chad Nani V'Galia Shemai Migas. Says Rashi, Ben Meya Papi V'Chad Nani Ben Taruvais Shabo Harbe Anashim Al Ima B'Lail Achas. That many people had tashmish with this woman on one night when this Abramin Echad, and she became pregnant from one of these men. Nimsa Echad Aviv V'Kulam Menafim. Then all of them were Menafim against her, and she obviously only one was the husband. So Nanai Zehu Ab B'Lashon Parsi. So basically, it's saying there was 100 men, and there was only one was a father, V'Gali Shemo, and his name was Golos Migas. Tanu Rav Yosef Shahakoil Doshinas Imo Kigas, because they all threshed upon his mother like a gas, like a silo. Ksim Arois Vakrinan Marachais. Tanu Rav Yosef Shahakol He'eru B'Imoy, that all of them had beer with his mother. Ksiv Harafa Uksiv Arpa. Rabbi Shmuel Chadaimer Harafa Shema. V'lom Nekra Shema Arpa, regarding Rus. Shakol Orphan Oisa Miachareha, because all of them had relations with her from behind. Orphan also, Rashi says, Tefkir Atzma Kibehema Panim Keneged Oirif. V'chad Oimer Arpa Shema, V'lom Shema Harafa, Shakol Doshin Oisa Kiharifois. So they all threshed upon her, like Rashi says, chitin ketushin, like crushed wheat. V'cheinu oimer v'tikach ha'isha v'tifrais hamasach al pnei ha'be'er v'tishtach aleha harifos. V'yibois ema mahacha, and other interpretations based on this pasuk. Im michtoish es ha'evil b'machtesh b'toich harifos be'eli. So if you chop up with a chopper, b'toich harifos be'eli. The es arbas eile yudu l'charfas l'harafa begas yipul b'yad David v'yad avadav. And it fell into David's hands and the servants. Ma'nihu Amar Rav Chisda Tzaf umadoin Goliath v'yishmi b'noiv v'yipul b'yad David u'v'yad avadav. It fell in the hands of David. D'chsiv v'tishak arpa l'chamoisa v'rus davkaba. Amar Rav Yitzchak Amar Kadosh Baruch Hu Yavoi b'nei haneshuka v'yipul b'yad b'nei hadvuka. Dorish Rabba Basara B'Demois, the reward of 4 tears, says Rashi, Shtei b'chiyos mishtei einayim, 2 cryings from 2 eyes, that Shaharida Arpa al Chamoisa, that Arpa cried, Zoksav Yasamenu Arba Giboirim. She was Zeiche 4 strong men. Shnemar V'tisena Koilon, she lifted up her voice, V'tivchen and cried, Oid furthermore. Ksiv Chetz Chanisai, that the sword is like an arrow. The Korean eitz chanisai. Rabbi Lezer and Dain lo higanu lachatzi shivcha shaloi sarasha. You haven't reached half of the praise of this Rasha. Mekan she'asol l'saber b'shvacha shorashayim. V'lo liftach beklal. So why start at all? So it's liyoduya shivcha de David. Is to show the shvach, the greatness of David. So in other words, even though we normally wouldn't want to talk about the greatness of a Rasha, like Goliath, but by doing that, it's not in order to show the greatness of Goliath, but Pum Fakir, the fact that David was able to defeat him, that shows it was really a great thing. B'nei Amoin boy b'nitzchaynai shel shoivach. Ksiv shoivach, ksiv shoifach, which means like pouring of blood. Rabbi Shmuel Chadam Shevach Shemai B'Lam Nekashma Shoivach Has Sha'asui Kishoivach. He was built like a dovecot, like a birdhouse. V'chad Oimer Shoivach Shemai B'Lam Nekashma Shoivach Shekol Haroy Oisa Nishmach L'Fanav Kikitain. Everyone was so afraid that they poured over him like this kitain, like this kli. Ashpasai B'Kever Pasuach. The heap is like a open grave. Kulam gibonim. Rabbi Shmuel Rabbi Rabasi Chad Aimer Bashash Zarkin Chet. When you shoot an arrow, Oisin Ashpatois Ashpatois Shochalom. They made many piles of dead bodies. That's how powerful and successful they were. V'lama V'shema Timer She'umanim Bakrov. So maybe this was where they were. Talmud Leimer Kulam Giborim. They were all strong. V'chadam B'Bishash Oisin Sarcheihem Oisin Ashpasos Ashpasos Shel Zevel. When they went to the bathroom, it was piles of waste. The Shematam Rebnei Shechoyle Me'ayim. Hey, maybe they were sick. That's why it's stomach ailments. Talmud Leimer Kulam Giborim. Amar Amari Shmamina Haiman Denafish Zivle Choymayimhu. Anyone who uses the bathroom quite a bit, obviously is a reflection on stomach problems. Says Rashi, that you should already start asking for rachmim before it basically gets too bad. And then it says in Mishlei, the aga b'lev ish yashchena, that one who has worries in their hearts, then yashchena, that you should get it out. So Rabbi Amar Ravasi Chad Omer Yaschena Midaito, that you should speak it in your mind. Chad Omer Yesichena Lacher, that you should speak over to others, which means speaking to like a therapist is a proper siman min haTorah. So that's what we see from here, the importance of speaking it out. The Agabalev Says Rashi, Yasichena Midaitoi. Maybe it means just to have Hesach Hadas, to kind of like forget about it. That it should try to distract yourself from the worries that you have. Yatem yatem kein chul b'chol kach lama v'nei shehashem b'chol kinoiv. Now, when it comes to Hashem and all of His kinuyim, as we continue on Mem Gimel Amud Aleph, munachim ba'aron. They were all placed in the Aron. V'cheinu oimer v'yishlach Oisam Moshe elef l'matal l'tzav Oisam v'yas Pinchas. Oisam is El Sanhedrin. Pinchas is Zem Mashal Machama. Uklei kodesh ze Aaron. Luchay sheba v'chatzoisa satrua el shayfaros. Tanu lo l'chinam halach Pinchas l'machama. He didn't go for nothing. El li para din avi imo, to pay off the din of his mother's father. Shnamar v'hamidanim. This is referring to Mechiras Yosef. Machar Oisa el Mitzrayim b'gomer. He was sold to Egypt. Remember the Pinchas mi Yosef asi. This whole is mashma that Pinchas came from Yosef. V'aksiv elaz ben Aaron lokach lo mibenos Putiel lo isha. My love the asi mi Yisro. Coming from Yisro, shepitim agom avodas chachamim. Putiel means that he fattened calves for idol worship. Lo mi Yosef. He came from Yosef. Shepit peit biyitzroi. Says Rashi, was zalzel v'chavash iso. He was able to conquer his Yetzer Hara. V'lo shvatim mavazen iso. Weren't the shvatim mavazen him? Reason ben putizeh ben shepitim avi imo agom avos chachavim. You have a relative worshipped idols. Yaharag Yasi Yisrael. You Pinchas can stand up and kill a nasi. Ella ki I avoid imei Yosef. It was mother's fathers from Yosef. Ima the imei Yisro. So ima the imei Yosef over the imei Yisro. So it could be that when it came to his grandparents, one did come from Yosef, one did come from Yisro. They can have nice Putiel. Trey mashma shma mina. So the fact that it says this language of Putiel, says Rashi, the fact that it doesn't say Putel, the fact that it says Putiel, so that's mashma that there was actually two different places where they came from, Yosef and Yisro. Okay, we're going to stop there. Let's see a couple questions. The Lazar HaKohen lokach lo b'bnois Putiel. The Lazar, the Kohen, took from the daughters of Putiel. Mihu Putiel madur nikra zeh. Either Yisro shepitim agolim avodas chachamim or Yosef shepit beit b'yitzroi, that he controlled his Yetzer Hara. TA 22. Heichen yalfinan mevadaber hashaytin denav mishum achamim madaber lo kain gadol. Mem beis amud aleph. So this is basically the same question as we said before. Dumi de shaytim shehein memunim v'yesh memun aleihem, which is lafuke the kain gadol, and also lafuke a regular kain. TA 22. TB 23. Mi haisa im arbas hagiburim saf umadayin golias v'yishmi b'naiv u'v'schar zeh zachsel arba banim giburim ke'elu. Got this completely wrong. It's arpa. Let's see what they write here. Imam haisa arpa kalat rut. It was Schar Arba de Ma'ois, the 4 tiers, Shaharida al Chamoisah, Zachsav Yatzim Menu Arba Giborim. Adkan.